I'd like to invite you take a moment. Notice anything that's calling to you on your mind, distracting. Just imagine putting that in a box of your choice. Be colorful, it could be a treasure chest. Place it in a place that works for you. And just set it aside for now. And find a comfortable position, sitting, laying down. Find a place where maybe you can bring in a little bit more comfort, 1%, 2%, 5%. See if you can allow yourself to just be a little more comfortable. And notice gravity pulling you down. The surface you're resting on cradling you. Notice your 5 senses, temperature on the skin, the sensation of the surface you're resting on. Smell coming to the nostrils. Sound coming to the ears. Just allowing taste to dance on the tongue. Maybe take a moment and notice if there's an emotion you're trying to attain, a sensation. What would that be? What would be the situation that you'd like to be in your life? Maybe take a second and imagine if that were true in this moment, what that might feel like in the body. If I can imagine the worst possible situation, I can surely imagine what the best possible situation might be like as well. The body reacts to the stories that automatically arise. It can also react to what I feed it as well. Maybe notice what you'd like to feel today. Maybe a little reboot. Too much stimuli built up in the system and it needs to process, needs to peak so it can fade into existence. And then finally, I can let it all go and close my eyes and sleep, take a nap, space out, just exist. While the storm brews, I'm in the eye of the storm, just observing, existing. Maybe take a moment and notice something that makes you feel safe and secure, comfortable. Rain on concrete on a Saturday morning. Nowhere to go, nothing to do, no consequences. What is that for you? Watching the snow on the trees and the mountains, feeling the sand beneath the toes on a perfectly beautiful day at the beach. Taking a second, notice how I'm breathing. Allowing the lungs to inflate and deflate like a balloon. And at the beach, we suck it in, but here, you can allow the belly to expand and deflate like a balloon, making more room for air in the back and in the sides. Maybe allow the whole body to expand and deflate like a balloon. Bring in attention to the soles of the feet. What is that sensation like? Further away from the brain, further away from the thoughts, around the toes and heels and the whole feet, both feet at the same time. Left foot and then right foot. Left foot and then right foot. And then both feet at the same time. Up the ankles, around the shins and calves. And the knees, around the upper legs and thighs. Sensing the whole left leg, the bone, the muscle, all the way out to the skin. Then the right leg, the bone, the muscles, all the way out to the skin. And then both legs at the same time. The bones, the muscle, all the way out to the skin. On the buttocks and waist and lower abs, lower back, mid-back, mid-abs, up around the chest and upper back, around the shoulders. Feeling that whole torso there. Every muscle, every organ, every fiber, blood, bone, all the way out to the skin. Just sensing the body being alive. Down the shoulders and arms, upper arms and elbows. Forearms, wrists, hands, fingertips, and palms. Feeling the left arm. Sensing the right arm. Sensing the left palm. Down to the fingertips, maybe up in the forearm, noticing a heartbeat. Noticing what it's like to just exist, that heartbeat autonomic, just life. Noticing what it's like to exist and be alive, and sensing the right palm and the heartbeat in the right palm. What's it feel like to exist and be alive? And observe left palm, then right palm, left palm, right palm, and both palms at the same time, just sensing, existing, and being alive. Both arms at the same time, sensing, existing, being alive. Up the neck, around the neck, and around the jaw, and hinges at the jaw, and the tongue and gums. The whole mouth and jaw. Softening, breathing, existing, allowing everything to arise and peak and disintegrate, taking off labels, just being in awareness. In the moment, up the ears, every nook and cranny, inside, outside. Coming around to the nostrils, feeling cool air coming into the nostrils, down the esophagus, lungs inflating, deflating, like a balloon. Warm air coming back out the nostrils, coming up around the eyes and eyelids, and the brow, forehead, around the scalp, the hair strands, hair follicles. What is doing this sensing? What is noticing feelings? What is noticing thought? What is thinking about the thinking? What is just existing? The whole head, brain, scalp, skull, all the way out to the skin. And sensing the whole front of the body, temperature, clothing, and the whole rear of the body, the surface it's resting on. Then the whole body from the crown of the head down to the soles of the feet, taking the time to sense every nook and cranny, every muscle, every organ, every fiber, every bone, drop of humanity, the heartbeat, all the way out to the skin, just sensing, existing, aware of itself, aware that it exists, aware that existence exists. Sensing the breath, maybe sensing the left nostril as air comes into the left nostril. The whole left side of the body inflates and then deflates. Just breathing into that left nostril, inflating and deflating the left side of the body. Then going to both nostrils. Feeling the cool air come in, inflating the whole body like a balloon. And deflating, noticing the pause between inhale and exhale. Exhaling maybe 1 second longer than the inhale. Going to the right nostril, filling the whole right side of the body up. And deflating. Inflating and deflating. Taking a moment, just notice the breath. Inflating and deflating, come back to both nostrils. Inflating and deflating like a balloon, and Inhaling life, exhaling death. Just existing and breathing. Perhaps just imagine you're in a movie theater. You're watching all the sensations rise and fall on the screen as you sit back. Perhaps it's a recliner. Just sitting back and watching the experience rise and fall. Coming back to the breath, coming back to the experience. Perhaps notice if there's a sensation, physical, emotional. Belief, perhaps about the situation. If I can imagine the worst, I can imagine the best. What do you want to happen? How do you want things to turn out? What would be the opposite of that sensation, whether it be anxiety or tightness, sadness? Perhaps there was a time when you felt this. Just imagine what that might feel like if things were going to work out. Sense how the body might react and feel when you bring this in. Notice anything softening. Perhaps the intense emotions get a little bit less intense as I allow them to be and exist, rising and falling. Noticing what's aware of the emotions and thoughts, what stories being told, what illusion is arising as an interpretation on what is an awareness. Sense into that feeling that you want. What's it feel like? What's the texture? What's the temperature? What's the color? Maybe observing it. Imagining observing it like a curious scientist, wondering what this is, what's going on with this, and going back to the other sensation that's calling my attention. I'm feeling into that. Noticing what that likes, noticing what that feels like. How does that sense feel in the body? Maybe if it's too much, taking a step back and sensing it just a little bit, and then sensing that comfortable sensation, that comfortable outcome. going back and forth, feeling one then the other. And then when you're ready, allow both to exist together. Two things can be true at once. Two things can exist at once. Just existing as everything just exists autonomically. Nothing to change, nothing to fix. Noticing how the body might react to allowing both exist at the same time. Stepping back to that theater, sitting in that chair, watching the experience on the screen. Nothing to fix, nothing to change, just allowing things to arise and fall in awareness. Maybe sense into a feeling of joy or bliss. Perhaps something that you have gratitude over, or perhaps a funny line from a movie or a TV show, or a happy time with friends or family, or whatever that might be. Bring in a little bit of that bliss and joy. Breathing. Coming back home to me in awareness. Existing, being. Taking a moment, coming back to the breath. Stepping back into the experience. Sensing the body from head to toe, crown of the head, down the face, around the mouth, down the torso, into the palms, down the legs, into the soles of the feet. Sensing, existing, breathing. Revisiting what it is that you want to achieve, what the outcome it is that you want, what that might feel like in the body, what you desire, what is desired. Sensing joy, gratitude, allowing things to just exist in awareness. Knowing that this is available when the stimulation, the tension, the stress gets high. It's time to reboot the computer and turn it back on again. There is no minimum amount of times that I need to reboot this computer. And allow self to exist in life. Not that I need to control anything, but I don't have to. What is telling me that I have to control? Taking a step back, there's nothing to control. Things arise and fall in awareness. Thank you for taking this time for meditation and yoga nidra with me today. Know that you're not stuck. We're not stuck, we're free. Free to exist and welcome.